Stephen Bunting beating Peter Wright 10-6. And Peter Wright actually saying that that's one of the worst performances of the last couple of years for him. He got overconfident, over-cocky. That was by his own admission.
Oh, you should never take your opponent lightly. As Michael van Gerwen found out last night, anything can happen when you're playing one of these players. The standard in the game now in depth is incredible. You just have to try and get up there, play your own game, play that dartboard, don't play your opponent. Very hard to focus in doing that. Phil Taylor, Bristow, the likes, they managed to do it and still managed to do it. And Phil Taylor's side of things.
Oh, brilliant, went double 18 for tops. Well, unlucky. That was the right way to go for Peter Wright. This would hurt against the throw. 121. Treble 17, of course. So Peter Wright will come back looking at tops to win the opening leg. A good professional start to this match.
Doesn't want to start messing around in the first leg though, Stu. Chasing doubles all round the dartboard. He's ended up on the fives.
Well, that's the showman. That's the showman of Peter Wright. Can he actually find the winning dart? 4 match darts, or 4 darts rather, to win the leg have come and gone already for Peter Wright.
And Stephen Bunting's last dart bounced out of the board. But he's still going to get 2 darts of the double. Can he take advantage? The answer, no, from Stephen Bunting. So back to Peter Wright. Oh, and what do we say about the cardinal sin, missing the big number?
Well,
he scored really well in this first leg, did Peter Wright, and he's messed around and left it with Stephen Bunting to break the throw. The Sydney Masters here, day 2 to quarterfinals. First game, and it's Stephen Bunting who takes the first leg.
5 darts missed by Peter Wright to win it. And how costly will that prove to be? But yeah, started 140. Lovely darts at the start from Peter Wright, with the green and gold hairdo and the Australian dress. Took his wife Jo 2 hours to get the hairdo and the colours right, to get the Aussie fans on his side, but they love him anyway. Hugely popular wherever he goes.
Young or old. Well, Wright needs to get this break back straight away, and he's got a chance here. 140 to really get the lead. Just opening the door for Bunting to come in with a big score himself. Well, now Peter Wright with a great chance to get the grips with his second leg.
Good last dart. Important early stages of this game for a place in the semi-finals. $200,000 in prize money, $50,000 to the eventual winner here on Saturday in Sydney.
He's going to have 6 darts from 223, so he needs to find another treble, and he hasn't done. Michael van Gerwen is on the big plane going home, I'm afraid.
58.
Well, a chance for Peter Wright.
Well, this would put Wright the wrongs of the opening leg.
56.
Could have worked out a lot better there for Peter Wright. Huge support here in Sydney.
60. 62.
So Peter Wright needing 68 to make it 1 apiece. Double 16 then.
52.
Another chance has come and gone.
I think there's quite a distance from that double for these players. It's classed as a big miss, but now Bunting 20 for double top to hold on to his throw.
58.
A bit of an edgy start from both players. This will be a 19 dart leg. You don't see too many of those in the professional game. Wow, that's a long way off again. But that one is straightens the second dart up. He's got the breaker throw back. And a very edgy start from both players, Stu.
Well, Peter Wright reached the World Championship final this year after a fabulous 2 weeks at the Alexandra Palace. He was consistently good with darts like that. He was chipping away at his opponents, finding some fabulous scores when they really, really mattered in legs. But it was his finishing that won the day. And Bunting really replying in style. I think they're both into this match now. Two edgy, sketchy legs to get us going.
Well, the thing about Peter Wright over the last 18 months, 2 years, is his consistency. If he missed the treble, he didn't miss the big number very often. And now he's doing it. He's getting a lot of 81s, 85s, the 1-2-1s. There's always that loose dart coming in, probably on average 2 a leg. That's where he's got to straighten it up. But this looks pretty straight. This is the second maximum in the leg. It's not, but it'll do.
11 darter possible here for Peter Wright.
100. Peter requires 60.
Double top.
Yes.
An 11 dart leg from Peter Wright. They're the sort of darts we expect from both these players. And again, a bit of a scrappy leg from Bunting there, although he couldn't do a lot about it with Wright winning it in 11 darts with the throw. But still, you always want to push your opponent as much as you can, force him into mistakes.
100.
A real success story. The Sydney Darts Masters 12 months ago when it was staged at Luna Park, and it's growing and growing and growing, and all the top players want to be involved in this World Series. Word is there will be more events added to the World Series in 2015. All over the world, I want to see the very best darts players. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a couple more on the calendar next year, Rod.
Watch this space, I think, are the words. Certainly, this is when we talk about the business side of things, a great vehicle. You take your best players that everyone's seen on the major TVs, into their areas, and it just automatically generates the enthusiasm that you need to carry on. And certainly it has here in Sydney, did in Perth. Dubai's great, Singapore.
160.
Brilliant setup from Stephen Bunting.
Fantastic 165. I think it's fair to say they're both into this match now. It really matters. They want to win this. Now then. Oh, bullseye for Peter Wright.
136.
Great effort off the back of the 165 from his opponent. It was heart in mouth time for Stephen Bunting. Now pressure on the darts. Good stuff. 2 apiece. Warming up nicely.
Yes, the first 2 legs were a bit scrappy. Well, after the 6 darts that Peter Wright kicked off with and missed his doubles, but the last 2 legs, 11 from Peter Wright and a 14 darter from Stephen Bunting, suggests they've got over the nerves, the jitters, and now we should start to see the power scoring from both players.
140.
Lovely throwing style.
95.
Has a tendency sometimes to rush the last dart when he's going for a maximum, Stephen Bunting.
You took the words out of my mouth, Stu. That's sometimes when you're going to take that extra little bit, an extra half a second, that's all it needs. But he does follow the third dart up quite often, but sometimes you think, in edgy situations, and he has got the throw here, needs to find a treble. Great last dart, really good last dart from Stephen Bunting.
Well, all three matches between the pair since Bunting switched to the PDC in the new year have been in TV tournaments. Peter Wright won in the UK Open in March in the last 32, and Stephen Bunting won, of course, in Blackpool at the World Match Play.
Well, Stephen Bunting didn't have to go the bullseye route there. A lot of people may have been looking for the 11 bullseye, but just took a glance over and see that Peter Wright was not on a checkout, so he just sets it up to have 3 clear darts at 32 and a break a throw and a good leg from Bunting. 13 darts, he's gone 14-13. He leads 3 legs to 2.
Sellout in Sydney. And a sellout as well on Saturday night for finals night.
Surely those tennis players couldn't be serious, could they?
44.
Stand up, if you love it, not stand up, if you love.
Well, neither Wright or Bunting consistently making the darts sing at the moment. We see some flashes of inspiration from both players. 11 darter, 13 darter. Scrappy stuff in between, but the edge at the moment with Bunting, who has a break of throw in his favour.
140.
Just keeps him more or less 3 darts in front. First one to 8 legs in the quarterfinals this evening. We've just switched on. This is the first match. Stephen Bunting 3-2 up against Snakebite.
58.
A chance here to get right back in the leg. A disappointing visit from Bunting. A 140. Whether could treble 18.
85.
I talked about those, stray darts that have come into Peter Wright's game, and at crucial times he's gone and missed a big number. So he's given now Stephen's going to stay on the treble 20 surely. He doesn't need to take the bullseye out. Now that's clever. That is sensible thinking. Didn't need to go that bullseye route and mess things about. Just hit the big number, set it up perfectly. And it's all because Peter Wright missed the 20 and hit the 5.
95. Stephen, you require 37.
This will be for 3 consecutive legs.
Game starting
4-2, Peter Wright in a bit of trouble here. Crucial last leg before the break. Got a whole throw. Bunting growing in confidence. His opponent is struggling somewhat.
Like I said, the last few months Peter Wright has gone off the boil.
140.
Consistency that he had is not quite there anymore. And this will be a big game.
140.
You need to get back on the bike, as they say. You need to hold your form. As soon as people see weakness, they're going to take advantage of you. Another dart. That's the 3rd dart on the floor for Stephen Bunting. Just catching the flight on the way in. That's all it is. Nothing to do with the dartboard. It's just the flight comes down the stem as well and takes all the speed off the dart.
Another loose one from Peter Wright. Well done. Important visit for Peter Wright. Got to finish the leg. Can't afford to go 2 breaks of throw down in a race to 8.
120.
Well, let's put the pressure on. And this is a must check out for Peter Wright. It's got to go 16 double top. Pressure dart for Snakebite, and he holds on to it.
Peter Wright.
Good stuff. The world famous Sydney cricket ground. Packed out 2,500. And Stephen Bunting, the left side world champion, with the edge.
Game on.
Over Peter Wright. 4-3 up, first to 8, to be the first man through to Saturday's semi-finals. This, of course, is Stephen Bunting's debut in the World Series. Peter Wright has reached a final in Dubai, lost to Michael van Gerwen. Peter Wright will hope that the break will have done him good. I think it may well have done, as he hits his second 180. So often in darts games, a break can see a momentum change, a switch in fortunes. I just think that Peter Wright's gone off stage and given himself a real talking to. Around about the same, 92-93, I reckon if either player can up the ante by 5 points, that'll be enough to win this game. 97-98 average.
Yes, it's one of those games, Stu, where you're just waiting for one of these players to real step on the gas. Far off 3 or 4 legs of around the level 13 dart mark. In both those percentages, well, Peter Wright won't be happy with that. Stephen Bunting, yeah, 50% is good enough. But this is a mega important leg for Peter Wright. He has to win this leg. You know, the race to 8 is very short.
Yet to hit a maximum, Stephen Bunting. But a lot of those missed doubles from Peter Wright came in the first leg. Oh, lovely, lovely. Double 18. Wow! What about that? I think he rears right back in this match. Fantastic 150 finish. Started the leg with a 180, finished it with a 150. 4-all. Game on, boys.
Well, after coming out of the break, that's exactly what Peter Wright would have wanted to do. That's brilliant darts, a 12 dart leg to get the throw back. And I think you're right, he had a real good talk to himself.
Yep, 156 finish, coming off the back of a 180 to start the leg. 4-all.
Now he's got to follow it up. He wants to get inside Stephen Bunting's head.
85.
There's that 85 again. He's doing a lot of them, he's peed up. I mean, right up until the end of the Premier League, he was so consistent.
140.
You know, you had to throw 100 average plus to beat him every single time.
Here he goes again.
125.
Too many single fives.
95.
Absolutely. We've been saying it for a couple of weeks now. Just on the dart drifting.
Well, a match that all Australia is looking forward to round off the night. What a finale that will be. The all-Aussie battle between Simon Whitlock and Kyle Anderson. Before that, James Wade in action against the man who stunned Michael van Gerwen, Warren Parry. Then it's Phil Taylor against Dave Chisnell. Taylor, odds on, favourite to win here in Sydney for a second consecutive year.
Yes, and a great performance from both the Kiwi and the Australian, and Kyle Anderson against Barney. And to be quite honest, Barney didn't do a lot wrong, Stu. Just missed a couple of doubles in one of the legs. Still end up with a good average, but it just weren't good enough to Kyle Anderson.
43.
Well, two ways of going for this. Will Peter Wright go straight for the treble 18 for the lead double top, or will he go for the 25 to guarantee himself at least to the bullseye? He's gone, well, he's got the bullseye, so he's going to get a dart at the double now. Double 16 to take the lead.
78. Stephen, you require one.
It's been a really disappointing leg this from Stephen Bunting. He could pinch it though. Treble 18. Well, it has been a disappointing leg. So Peter Wright will return.
80 requires 16.
This to go ahead for the first time since the third leg of the match. That's awkward. That's really awkward. Can he find a way through? Well, that looks impossible. Going to have to go right over the right side of the hockey.
Well, that's the player's eye view of it.
8 score.
It's a long way off.
Stephen, you require.
Move to the right to open up the double. And the visual side of it for the player would have looked pretty inviting.
Yeah, well this would be, this is touchdown robbery, really is. 4 more missed darts in double from Peter Wright. 4 out of 15 on the doubles now, Peter Wright. He's paying the price. It's all going wrong for Wright at the end of the legs. And Bunting has broken again. 4 more missed darts at double. When he won the first leg after the break, when he broke Bunting in 12 darts with a 156 finish.
A lot of people ask us how come a professional can hit the treble so easily and yet the double is so hard.
59.
It is the double that closes the leg off. Peter Wright showing some character, because when you miss doubles when you should have won a leg, sometimes you play another bad leg, but he's straight back
97.
in the mood.
He's got the feeling of going all the way to a 15th and deciding leg.
60.
This has been a really disappointing leg from Bunting. 9 darts thrown already without a big treble, and surely Peter Wright is going to break throw again.
140.
If he does, it will mean that 6 out of the 10 legs will have been won against the throw. But finally Bunting hits a treble, but again the rush dart with the last dart.
It's a long way off. This is for 12.
60.
Well, he's going to come back with another 3, and we see this with a lot of the quick throwers, Stu. When they get 3 darts in their hand for a double, they're missing it. But on the combinations, they can hit it. You know, they go treble, treble, bang with the double. They've already got the rhythm, but it's that 3 darts in the hand where a lot of them seem to falter.
That's pressure.
171.
Fantastic 171 from Bunting. Now then, real pressure here. That should be a perfect guide. Oh. He's missed 5 darts again. A shake of the head. Can you believe Peter Wright? He missed 4 darts to win the 9th leg. He's missed 5 darts to win this one. Will he get away with it? He will. Well,
24.
tungsten tension in Sydney at the Masters.
Well, I think he'll go straight for this, Stu. I don't think he'll go 2-double-2, but he's got to attack it with the first dart. If you're going to bust it, do it with the first. Straight in. An important leg for Peter Wright, and he kicked that leg off with another 180. But he so could have given that to Stephen Bunting and be in big trouble.
6 legs won against the throw. Peter Wright with the darts again to try and go in front. I think Peter Wright, well, the stats will say he's been the dominant figure because he's had 21 darts at double, nearly twice that of Stephen Bunting, who's had only 11. 5 all it is.
$45.
Well, neither player has produced the darts consistently that we know that they're capable of. Both brilliant players. And what Stephen Bunting has achieved in just 8 or 9 months since moving from the BDO to the Professional Darts Corporation has been nothing short of sensational. The fact that he has earned a wild card to play in Sydney at the Masters speaks volumes for what he's done and what a good player he is.
Well, let's not take it away from him. He's a world champion, a worthy world champion. Is this another maximum from Peter Wright? And again, a loose start locked in.
I think that's a touch unlucky. Got the slightest kiss off the barrel, taking it into the treble one. Desperate, scrambling away to retake the lead.
Well, we've had 156 from Peter Wright. 152. And that's unlucky. That's a well thrown dart just on the top wire. Is that 75 again?
60.
Well, he's opened the door for Peter Wright here. He knows that, for Bunting, sorry, he knows that Peter Wright may only get a dart at the bullseye.
100.
I thought for me that was in the 5 and I would have said that was a silly rush dart, but he got away with it.
He did. Again, rush last dart from Bunting, but double A, most important dart of the match so far.
76. Staying in required 52.
Another break of throw is on the cards. Double 16 for Bunting. Well done. Use the barrel. So another miss from Peter Wright and a hit from Stephen Bunting. Peter Wright has had 22 darts at double, has hit 5. Stephen Bunting's had only 13, but he's hit 6. And he's broken Peter Wright 4 times.
140.
And the closer we get to the end of the match, the more edgy it'll get on those doubles for Peter Wright. It starts to enter your head.
100.
Why can you hit the treble, but you just can't hit those doubles? And the more you think about it, the worse it's going to get. There we have it. And it's not a brilliant average from Stephen Bunting, but Peter Wright, 23%. He will not be happy with that at all, and nor will his fans. If he doesn't step it up, he'll be the next seed that goes home.
60.
Not enough. Well, he's had his chances. Lots and lots of them. Peter Wright, world number 5.
Being quite honest, Stuart, that whoever wins this game is going to have to step up their average by at least 10 points,
69.
maybe even 12, and their average on the percentage is up by at least 25% if they're to take a serious run at winning the Sydney Masters.
100.
At least to fill it up, really. Right on cue.
Well, it could be wasted if Bunting takes this out. It would be one nail in the coffin, and he's gone and missed the big number. So Wright is going to come back for that 92. He had 92 before and missed the double 8. And he'll come back. He'll be going for that bullseye or the 25. The 25 leaves him 67. The ball 42. The ball guarantees him a dart at the double. 25 guarantees him a dart at the bullseye. Well, double 8 again.
He's busted his score, incredible. At 2 consecutive legs that Peter Wright has left 92. Twice he's blown it. Is he going to be made to pay yet again? Bunting. Now looking at double 8. Oh, that's a killer blow. Last dart in hand. Peter Wright has missed again, and Stephen Bunting has punished him. Bunting is just one leg away from the semi-finals.
Well, we said at the start of the game, Stuart, you know, the one thing that Peter Wright has been lacking in his game for the last couple of months is that consistency. He's got a loose start, and that was a perfect example of it. And now he really is up against the ropes. Well, coming up, the Kiwi. What a parry against the machine, James Wade. Parry beat Michael van Gerwen in the last match last night. Great 88 to make it 5-all on the bullseye, and held his nerve on the double top to send the number one packing.
18 missed darts at double from Peter Wright in this match, and that's why he's in trouble.
He's hit 16 140s, is Bunting, 12 tons, and that's where Bunting is leading. Peter Wright's only hit 10. Normally Peter Wright massive on the 140s. He hasn't hit 4 180s. He needs a big score here. Plenty of room for a third. A third it is for the 5th maximum of the match for Peter Wright. This would be the shot of all shots to win this quarter-final for Stephen Bunting.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. That was in the treble.
80. ADU requires 60.
Stephen Bunting uses rings that nip the stem to hold the flight in, and that's where it hits it.
Just
So
to
double
stay.
18.
Yep, to stay in it. And a 180, and finally a double. One down, 2 to go. Bunting though with the darts, throwing for a place in the semi-finals. That'd be hugely frustrating for Peter Wright, because his finishing has been really poor, but he made it look so easy then. But that 45 called by Russ Bray, music to the ears of Peter Wright, giving him a sniff here.
Not taken advantage of. That's when you've got to come in with a 140, take the throw after the first 3 darts. It is strange, you know, Peter Wright has taken out a lovely 156, he just took out the 61 clean, and yet he has handfuls of darts and can't hit that double. The elusive double for Peter Wright this evening.
100.
That may not be enough. His first appearance in the World Series of Darts is here in Sydney, Stephen Bunting.
100.
Well, potentially just 6 darts away from the semi-finals. That's what he'll be telling himself.
140 from Wright is only going to get him level. He needs to find another treble.
100.
That's a great last 2 darts after the first one. But advantage still with Bunting. 100 gives him a good check out. 100 he's found, so now Peter Wright, realistically, Stuart, it's got to be at least a 140.
Well, for a place in the semi-finals in Sydney. Double 18.
80.
Well, rushed the last dart.
You require 100.
So a chance here for Peter Wright. Can he find something special when he really, really needs it? Got to hit the treble 17. Nope. So Bunting is back. It's the throw
Require 36.
for the match.
The 36 is a great one. He doesn't want to split it and have to go over to the 9s. Not so good. Straight in. The double 18 for Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, fantastic win for Stephen Bunting. Peter Wright has only got himself to blame. Snake bite, the colourful world number 5. missed 18 darts at double, and Stephen Bunting punished him. Bunting on his World Series debut into the semi-finals. He'll play the winner of our next quarter-final when James Wade takes on the star of the first night in Sydney, the Kiwi Warren Parrott.